The square spaces, those are the cities, and those are going to be the targets of the British raids.
Right.
In the city, you have pretty much three pieces of information. You got a number in the top left, and that's the flak level of the city.
Okay.
0 to 4. I think Berlin's the only 4. And then a letter, which represents the size of the city. And that'll determine which city map you use when you resolve the bombing for that city.
Right.
And then surrounding the letter is going to be either a square, a rectangle, a circle, or a triangle. And that's that represents the radar signature of the city. And that's just like a modifier in one chart in one part of the bombing. Then you've got red flak guns in some hexes.
Right.
Those are area flak, and they have numbers, and those numbers work the same as the numbers in the city flak. But the difference is, if a raid flies through a hex that has area flak, it will take the damage from that, or it'll take an attack from that there. It will only take shots from city's flak as it's flying over that city to bomb it.
Okay.
Then you'll see the radio beacons, which are the hexes within the hexes, have the little circle and the jagged line through them. Those are radio beacons, and those the German fighters can sit on those, and it helps them in infiltrating the British raids. If you're going to try to infiltrate the raids as I go through you, and if you're on a radio beacon, you'll be able to infiltrate a raid that's in or adjacent to your hex. And if you're not on a beacon, then you can only do it within the same hex, and you get like a -2 to your die roll. So radio beacons are good. Then okay, so then the other thing is the orange dashed lines.
Right.
All over the place. Those are divisional separators. So there's 5 divisions: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. And each fighter group belongs to one of those divisions, and that is going to matter for a couple things. Obviously, its starting airfield is going to be within its own division, and then the Himmelbelt, which are the yellow bordered hexes.
Okay.
Those can only be activated if the group is within its own division. And then it also matters for weather. So weather is separated by each division, and then England has its own weather. And the weather boxes are the thick squares with the little cloud symbol inside. You can see the best one to see is at the bottom, right under the 4 Yacht Division.
Yep.
Okay. So that's that, and then you have the airfields. The airfields have above them what group is home based there, and then if you look on the counters for the fighters, they have the hex that has their home field in it, so you can see it both ways. A couple other things on the map I'll talk about when I talk about plotting and raids, but then take a look at the counters over in the ready box on the left. Those are your fighter groups. And see where I'm looking?
Yes.
Okay. The top left is just its historical designator of what group it was. Um, then in the top right is its division that it belongs to. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 7.
Okay.
The bottom right is its combat rating. Pretty sure it's 0 to 3. And then the bottom left is what type of plane it is, obviously. And then on the right, you've got either 1 dot or 2 dots.
Right.
And that's how many engines it has. So some rules will refer to twin engine or single engine planes. And then the left part is the hex for its starting location.
Okay. What's the white stripe for?
Okay, the white stripe means that it's depleted. So the ones that don't have a white stripe have it on the back. The ones that do have it at start are detachments, and they're just units that were historically less than a full group. Okay, and then the ones that have the red stars, those are units that may or may not participate in the scenario. So at the beginning, you're going to roll dice to see which ones, if any, will participate or not.
Okay.
So we'll do that in the setup. Basically, each group has 2 steps. You have normal and then depleted. And if a depleted unit is depleted again, then it has to return to base. And that's pretty much it. Did I miss anything? That is pretty obvious.
As far as I can tell, that looks like pretty much everything.
Okay. Well, let me. Do you have the rulebook?
Yes, I just pulled it up online.
Okay. So page 5, section 3 is setting up play. We can go there.
Okay, I'm there.
All right. So some of this stuff's already done in the module, but game turns on 1. The jamming level starts at 5, and you can see the map has a little start symbol there on the track where it's supposed to go. The jamming level is going to affect your ability to detect the raids and then infiltrate them. And you'll see how that works. It's pretty simple. I'm going to make a fighter loss marker, and it's ×10 thing. Okay. So then we go down to place units. This is all mostly done. The only thing here is for you to roll dice for your starred units. A 1 or 2 and they stay. Anything else and they're out.
Okay, so that one stays.
Okay. Here, let's. I'll drag all of them. Yeah, out, and then you can roll for them one at a time. And if that one's back in, yeah. Well, let's put it back there because they organize the planes by division, so you can keep track of them a little better. Otherwise, you'll get confused. Go ahead. All right. Yeah. Oh boy.
I'm starting to worry about these dice. But you know how well I roll 1s and 2s, so this might be
Yeah.
a game.
So that one's out?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay then. So then there's stuff about me getting some raid and bomber stream markers, but those are in the pieces window. I'm going to use the advanced rolls because it doesn't really add that much,
Okay.
but so there's a marker that goes in England that you can, like your fighters, you have an ability to launch them and declare them as intruders, and they'll fly to England and they'll shoot my bombers down as they try to land. But my air defensive Great Britain counter can fight your intruders off.
Okay.
That's all that's for.
All right. Can I go ahead and stack my similar planes together?
If you want. Yeah, go ahead. All right. So now, once we do that, then I have a stack of chits that's hidden from you that I choose a target randomly for the scenario. So I'll go ahead and draw that. Okay.
So now I just need to put my planes on their starting locations, right?
Nope, they stay in the ready box for now,
Okay.
and you're going to choose when you want to scramble them out of their airfields, because they're going to have limited fuel, and so yeah, they'll just sit there in the ready box for now. So once I pick the target, and by the way, this is the Berlin scenario, which is earlier, like 43, 44 time frame.
Right.
And that's it seems like that's kind of the main scenario, like the beginner one, that there's less raids and less to worry about. The rules for the other scenario, Downfall, are the same, but there's a little bit more going on. Like, the British have 2 targets to go for and a lot more raids to play with. So
How long does the game take typically with just the bomber command game?
Well, Mike and I slugged through the rules the first time, and it took a couple hours. But I taught Arnold the other day, and we, after we started, and I was, because I knew how to play, we breezed through it. I mean, I would say 2 hours at the most.
Okay.
So, alright, once I figure out, I drew what my target's going to be, that's going to be secret. And I'll show you what the target chits look like. I'll just draw a random one out onto the board.
Okay.
It has the name of the city, and then its hex, and then the number of victory points that's worth for me at the end of the game. And I think that's just a balancing thing, because Berlin is going to be a lot harder to bomb than something really close to England. So, and then the number in the blue circle is the moon value. If the moon is up or down, that's the turn that it will change.
Okay.
So we'll see if we have a moon. It's pretty unlikely. You have to roll like an 11 or 12 to have moon involved.
I just rolled 5 ones, could happen.
Yeah, I know. Alright, so we're into weather environment. So first thing's going to be, I'm going to roll on a 1 or 2, we have good weather, otherwise bad weather. Oh, bad weather. Okay. Look up top. There's a weather chits window. In the physical game, these are like on the the good weather's on one side and the bad weather's on the other side of the chit. But with the bad weather, what I'm going to do is there's 6. No, it's fine. There's 6 weather spots, so I'm going to roll to see which one I pick for first. And the order is going to be all the divisions first, and then England. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 7, and then England. So 5 is going to be Division 7. I'll pull a marker out there. So if you look at it, it's got what type of weather it is, which is fog, and then the modifier is +0. That affects your infiltration and combat rolls within the 7th Division. And then in the top right of the marker, there's a little dagger. Some of the bad weather markers have that dagger symbol on them, and you can never have more than 2 dagger symbols in play at once. So that's why I'm rolling to see which one I pull for first, because if you get 2 daggers and you pull a third one, then you discard it and pull again. Alright, so next, 3rd Division, Cloud. 1, 2. I'll roll again. Roll again. Roll again. There it is. 2. Broken Cloud. And now 2, that'll be Division 1. Broken Cloud. And then 5 will be England. Cloud. And lastly, 4th Division will have Heavy Cloud. Okay. Okay. The next thing is the visibility. So this is a 1d6. A 1 is good visibility, a 6 is poor, and 2 through 5 is moderate. Okay.
Tough night?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
So this is tough for the Germans, correct? Just because you can see what's coming in.
Well, 1 is good visibility. Yeah, so that'll be, if you look below that visibility chart, it's got the -1, 0, +1 with no moon. Those are the same thing that the weather affects. Like, most of the weather markers have like -1 or -2 on them. Those are modifiers, and then the +1 will be a modifier. So the next thing, I'm on page 7 now, is the Twilight. So I roll 1 and add 10 to it. So I'll have Twilight in turn 13, and I put that marker on the turn track. Now when we get to a turn where Twilight exists, starting that turn and every turn after it, the visibility modifier, whatever it used to be, is now +3. So I want to make sure that my guys are back on the ground before that, so they don't get completely wrecked. And then the last thing, Moon and Tailwind. So that's 12.1.2. Let me get it there. So I never remember. Okay. So 2 dice. Oh boy, there it is. Okay, so we'll have moon set. If there is a moonrise or moon set, I check the moon value of my target, and this value indicates the game turn the moon rises or sets. Okay, so with a 12 we have moon set, and it'll be on turn 5. So we'll have moon set on turn 5. So
what do we think he goes for on the market? So I would probably say 350.
Probably 100.
You're right on target, actually.